What was it that you wanted to talk about, Di?
There's. I guess you've been out in Puerto Rico, so you've been off Twitter the past couple of days, correct?
Right.
Okay. Well, there's basically just been a lot of traffic about some tweets that were sent out, and
Right.
basically the snowball effect. And Kevin, why don't you want to start this off about the original tweet?
This all started when a Canadian independent wrestler named Daniel D-Man Parker, who trains at Battle Arts Academy with Santino and all them, he wrote like a memo that he, so to speak, notes, if you will, on your phone that he sent to Rip Rogers. And Rip Rogers then tweeted that. And what it said was this: every indie match now, handshake, drawn-out move exchange, this is awesome chant, strike exchange, dive, no sell indie strong style, dive, more strikes, no sells, dive, flippy floppy sequence, dive, hit everyone with each other's finisher, then Humpty Dumpty, we all fall down. Fight forever chant, rinse and repeat until every move is useless and means nothing. Dive, take unsafe shot that looks like shit and hurts like hell, then do roll-up finish. Handshake and hug after match. Everyone's hands raised. All these guys chant. Go home and type on social media thanking your opponents and company for the match and telling others they should book you. So that went out, and Randy Orton retweeted it, which brought it a lot more attention.
Mm-hmm.
And
then Randy Orton basically
got a lot of heat.
He got heat. Okay, so of course, and bro, this is the thing, and this, it's because this is kind of like like wrestling is the Twitter wrestling world is kind of like politics a little bit, because you have philosophies and people like to argue their philosophies on Twitter, like politics. You got the pro-Trumpers arguing with the it's just people like to voice their opinions and like to be heard. So of course the indie guys that he's basically calling out for this were kind of like critical of Randy Orton, as you would expect. And then Randy Orton sent out this tweet, which I thought was absolutely hysterical. Okay, go ahead.
First, he sent out a tweet that said, I really need to issue an apology. And then a few minutes later, he sent this out. Sorry to all the indie marks, indie guys, and old-timers who do dives. Took offense. Just having a good time over a few drinks in Denmark, closing the SmackDown Live tour, while beating Raw and making over $5 million in the last 11 shows. Now, I know to some that doesn't equate to a standing room only crowd of 150 people paying $8 at an armory somewhere, but in the big boy world, that's called putting asses in seats. So enjoy your flips, dives, and 20 super kicks per match. To each their own. I will go dive back into my 13th title run and get ready to flip when my bank statement comes this month. ... Headlock.
So Conan, you must expect that as insane as they went when Rip Rogers posted that, and then Randy Orton retweeted it, bro. Then everybody lost their minds with that tweet, and bro. So now it's like, what's your opinion?
What was it like? What were they telling? What were they telling them?
Well, you can expect basically like the indie guys are just like go over some of the tweets, like some of the responses from basically industry insiders. But people in the business. Go over some of the more entertaining tweets.
My favorite ones were Low Key answered with the quickness, and he said, "Unfortunately, you're protected in WWE. Come out to the real world and test your tantrum out with adults." Which I thought was very on point. Ricochet said, "Guys, not everyone is going to like every style of wrestling, same as any sport, music, or movies, pretty much any form of entertainment." CM Punk said, "Others will always try to project their insecurities onto you, but happiness is priceless." But there's a lot of angry ones, too. Some people had funny ones just about like Will Ospreay.
Here's some of the angry ones, because I didn't see a lot of these.
Bully Ray, Bubba Ray Dudley tweeted a photo of himself jumping off the top rope in like a dive type position, landing on three guys during the Ring of Honor pay-per-view or TV tapings this weekend. And he just put ... dive on his post. And then Randy Orton responded to that and said, "LOL, there is a difference between a young, hungry talent diving and an old, out-of-shape, quote, vet falling."
And apparently, Cody, here's the thing with that. Kevin told me, I guess, I didn't know this, but Kevin, there's a history. What's the history between these two?
Yeah, so I have the quote here. This is a quote of Randy Orton from 2008 speaking on Bully Ray. Quote, "I never liked him. I never liked what he did because he only thought of himself. In the match where my foot was broken, it was his fault. Bubba Dudley is the most out of shape, fat, non-work ethic having person I knew, and you had a bad taste in your mouth when you met him." So yeah, there was an incident where I don't know if Bully Ray was doing the 3D or whatever, but he landed his body weight, I guess, allegedly on the ankle or foot of Randy Orton during a match back in the day and broke Orton's ankle.
Why did you say allegedly?
Oh, just because, I mean, I guess, you know what I'm saying? That's what Orton says.
The alleged based on whether or not he did it recklessly or did it on purpose or did it by accident. So would be the alleged. So our boy BG James tweeted out, too, that I thought this was entertaining. It's like, so at Randy Orton played Twitter like a fiddle yesterday, and man, it was fun to watch. One time I did a moonsault, I swear. And then Matt Hardy posted a picture of BG actually doing a moonsault in a cage match with the Hardys. But, bro, what that guy's original memo he sent out is not inaccurate. That is a typical indie match. The way that guy tweeted that out, it's exact. I mean, you could go on YouTube and see just a tons of matches that follow that exact same formula. And my whole point is that I just think that and then this is my only contention. I think guys do incredibly athletic, fantastic things. And even when I teach professional wrestling, when I teach my classes, I bring up guys like Ricochet and Will Ospreay and everything, that they can do these incredibly athletic maneuvers. And we're trying to find guys that can do these incredibly athletic things. But my point is, and this is where the detachment comes between the old school and the new school, is that all I'm trying to say is that we can do those moves and be acrobats if we just still maintain a logical path towards what hurts and what doesn't. Okay, that if we make these, I think because we can do so many athletic things in a match, that we've gone too far away from the selling process to where guys aren't even selling things in the middle of the match anymore, that over the course of history of professional wrestling have told...
It's Hughesy. Hello.
Course of history of professional wrestling have told all the fans that stuff hurts. And I just think if they integrated the selling back into this style, shortened the number of moves in the match, sold them more, it would be an incredible style of wrestling. I just think the style of wrestling right now is not incredible because they ignore that aspect of selling. And Rip Rogers goes on a rant, tweeting basically that's what we need to start doing, start selling again. And that's all my thing. Like, bro, it's like if that Ricochet, Will Ospreay, those guys working each other. If they employed more selling in that match, it would be almost like a perfect looking match. But they don't do it, and they don't think they have to do it. And they're kind of like the younger guys are kind of defiant when you try to bring this up. And I'm like, dude, it's like I trust me, I think it would look better. But like some of these guys don't even want to try it. Like, because they think that this style is good. I'm like, guys, I would contest that if you sold more, made these things look like they hurt more and everything, the matches would look better. And that's my whole thing. I think they do incredible moves, incredible athleticism. A lot of guys do. But I just think that we ignore the art of selling that I feel, in my opinion, would make this stuff look better. And that's my take on this. And I get they think that we're out of touch. I think the younger guys are out of touch.
Bro, these guys are that's the indie style right now. This indie style is permeating into the big company just like it always has before. Obviously I like what they call the flippy floppy style, which is all kind of a derivative from lucha style. And we know who were the guys that changed the game, Ray, Hoovy, those guys, Eddie. And it is what it is right now. But let me tell you, two things are going to happen. Either one, once they start going to big companies and, guys work a different style, they're going to be like, all right, you got to cut this out and cut this out and you got to sell more. And they're going to learn that style. This is an indie style and it's working because business on the indies is booming. And at the end of the day, it's all about entertainment. Like most of my matches in the Crash are that indie style. But then I'll give them one with a good storyline, and where we slow everything down and everybody sells everything. And once I start putting them in storylines, like in the Crash, they'll start learning that style too. But right now, that's the indie style, and it's going to come into the main roster. How much of it will, if all of it will, some of it will, but we're already seeing it.